Hi everyone, it's Karen. I'm going to tell you about the Hollywood Fringe Festival. If certain hecklers on my tech team do not bother me because I had already started, but and so now, okay, but my bang is driving me a little crazy. Do you call one piece a bang? Is that a bang or is it my bangs? Because it's actually more than one piece sticking right in my eye. Okay, so anyhow, I just have to tell you because when I looked down to fix it, I just saw I am wearing colorless shine lipstick. I have no idea what is with this red. I don't, that's not me. And the other thing is my eyes are that color. So that's the right color. But and the next time you see me, I am gonna look a little different. I'm cutting my hair because it's very long. Okay, that's all that's going to be different. Don't get excited. It's not a nose job that I've been threatening for 100 years. Okay, so I am going to tell you, I'm always a little raspy when I do these. I'm not raspy in life. So I'm going to try to talk a little higher, but that's really annoying. That means I can be in the Fringe Festival. That's a portent of things to come. Okay, so anyhow, for those of you who don't know, the Hollywood Fringe Festival is about 400 shows because the member of my team wanted to know how many. I think it's 400. I really don't know. I'm not an expert, but they're all like about an hour long. They're all in different little theaters around Hollywood for a few weeks, many a day. You go around, you go to different ones. If you're smart, like my friend and I were, we went to eat in between, which was the highlight of that night. Okay, but you go different days. So I'm going to tell you about the worst one so that you can pay attention because you know that I love telling you bad stuff. Okay, well, it's not bad stuff. I'm just kind of warning you to stay away from it. But first, I'm telling you about the best one. This will be really quick. If you can at all, go see this hip hop musical called Ride or Die, either now, this weekend. I think there are the last two shows if you're seeing this on Friday, June 21st, 2019. If you're seeing it later, you're late. Okay, but anyhow, they may do it some other time. I'm telling you, that is the most worthwhile show I have seen in a very, very, very long time. It goes by so quickly, and the cast is mainly special people. They say it. Some have Down syndrome, some have autism, whatever. The funniest, I was smiling from beginning to end. I was like crying at the end because I loved it so much. These people are so talented. They made me laugh. It was just great. Ride or Die, the hip hop musical. If you can ever see it in your life, written by a really cute guy named Connor, and I should know his last name. I'm a little ashamed of myself, but look it up. It's fabulous. Oh, I could probably look it up because, oh, you know what? I have right here. I actually came a little prepared with my iPad to show you a little picture of the two leads. Okay, don't look above it yet. But these are the two leads right there. And this guy is a riot. And this guy can really rap. I mean, I should know their names and I'm ashamed of myself, but you're going to read it in the review because the review is accompanying this. So they'll get their props then. Okay, so until this next show that I saw, it's called Nil Gross. I don't even know how to say it. And believe me, I never need to say it again. MIL space GRUS, which I think they said means 1,000 cranes. I don't know why it's named that, except it would take 1,000 cranes to lift me up to go to that theater and ever subject myself to this horror show ever again. It's not called a horror show. I'm calling it a horror show because it was horrible. Okay, but anyhow, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. So these people invited me. They told me they're going to entertain me royally, and they told me it's kind of like they're the top clown show, but I think they're calling themselves buffoons, aptly calling themselves buffoons. Buffoon is usually not a complimentary word, I don't think. But clowns is, I was in a circus, which you may or may not know, but that's a story for another time. But clowns are supposed to be funny. That's what a clown is. And even if they're not, they're clowny, honk honk, whatever they do. I don't think they hit their noses. I think they go honk honk or with something. I don't know. They come out of a car. There are a lot of them. They walk around. Okay. But these people thought this show that they did, which was the most offensive thing I had ever seen in my whole life and the least funny show. Even though when I tell you about it, you may laugh because every time I've told my friends about it, they're laughing, but we're laughing at me telling them about it. We're not laughing at, like, if you saw it in person. I was like this the whole time. So, okay, whatever. That's okay. At one point, my friend Mark and I were really laughing, but it's only because of the things we said to each other, which I may share with you. So then we'd laugh, and they probably thought, oh, she's really enjoying the show. Okay, so there I am rasping again. So I will have a little water, but secretly because it has a straw in it, and I know you're not supposed to. Paper straw, so that's okay. So anyhow, okay, so Mill Gross in this little theater, people waited online for this, and until I saw this unfunny show, the previous most unfunny thing that someone thought was funny was this. I was in New York with a friend of mine 100 years ago, because we're not friends anymore, maybe because of this incident. And she introduced me to her boyfriend, and she goes, oh, he's so funny. Wait till you see. And he gets up. She goes, wait till you see what he's going to do. He's doing something funny. This is going to be good. He walks back into the room. He put on bear slippers. The slippers had like bare feet. That was his idea of funny. And she and he were hysterical. She goes, he's so funny. He put on bear slippers. That's funny? If that's funny, like you would laugh at me every second of every day, but whatever. Okay, so that's someone thinking they're funny. So this show, Mill Gruss or Groose or whatever, I'm telling you again, they probably named it something hard because they might think that people don't like it. Okay, I am going to act out some of it. And this is them. This is the troupe, except there were 5 of them that day, and there are only 4 there. This is what they wore. That, first of all, they think those outfits are funny. And they put they didn't do blackface, because that might have been even more offensive. No, nothing's more offensive than what they did. But they put it like, like they just put black all over their faces. And then this is what they did. This was their act. I thought this was going to be the first part of the show. Oh, I don't look that bad with my hair back. Okay, but anyhow, this is what they did. Okay, this is what they did. This was them. This was them. And then they all came out slowly, like this. And then they stood together, like I just showed you, like kind of touching each other, kind of like Marty Feldman in a Young Frankenstein book. And then they look at the audience all together and they go, huh? What? Who? Huh? Where? What? And people are chuckling. Okay, people are chuckling at that because they're going, okay, that's like funny. That was the entire 55 minutes. And a half hour, Mark leans over to me. He goes, what time is it? And I told him, he goes, there's another half hour of this. Huh? What? Huh? Who? Okay, I'm really making it look better because I hear some people chuckling around here. But anyhow, and then and it's a little audience, so they want like kind of audience participation. So they sit like on this little step at the beginning of the stage, and they start looking at people to react, to go, huh? And they looked at me, huh? And I went, you're talking to the wrong one here. Okay, because, and then Mark goes, you scared them away. Because then they kept coming into the audience and doing weird stuff. So at first they were afraid to come to me, but then in the middle, they made it dark, which was the best part of the show. But then they put on like minors, lights here. And one came over. I was so disturbed by them because I'm going to tell you what they did near the beginning. That is the most offensive thing I've ever seen in my life. So one of them came over, and I think it's a she, may have been a he, because you saw they had stuff all over. My friend goes, what were they trying to do? Like hunchback? We don't know what they were doing. They had stuff, in case you forgot, stuffed into their clothing, which we don't get that at all. But okay, anyhow, so they did that. So at one point in the dark, so she made a mistake. She forgot that they were avoiding me, and she kicked my leg and stepped on my foot. And I said, except with a different word in the middle there, get the frig off me. If you touch me again, I'm calling the police. Oh my God. I couldn't think of anything else to say. After that, they avoided me the whole time because I was like, oh, I have a friggin' broken back. You just kicked me. You stepped on my foot. You pulled my back. Okay. And seriously, not that loud, but not that soft either. I mean, I think everyone in the audience knew I was not happy. So, okay. So here's the most offensive thing. About 10 or 15 minutes into the, what? Huh? What? Oh, okay. I have to do it again just so you get the whole thing, even though we're messing up my hair. Okay, okay. Oh, I like that tag. Okay. Without words, the tall woman moves to the side and she says, like, these had words, but like kind of, like without muscles either. She goes, I don't want to die. And everybody goes, what? She takes out, this is not even a joke. This is not funny. She takes out from her shirt a plastic bag. She reaches and takes out a plastic bag. And I said to my friend, oh no, seriously, I can't believe I didn't leave at this point because I should have, but I didn't want to make him go there for like 10 minutes. She takes out, she puts it over her head like someone committing suicide by suffocation and goes like, makes the face that you would make. People are laughing. Seriously, I am so lucky I didn't have a gun. I would have taken it out and shot him for real. That is so offensive, especially nowadays when suicide is such a big topic and, people talk about it all the time. You can't put on any, thing on the internet without seeing that someone committed suicide and stuff like that. And a lot of them do it that way. They think that's funny. You think that's funny? So meanwhile, she did that, and the other four moved to the middle of the stage and did that again. And then she's lying on the floor. So Mark leans over to me. He goes, meanwhile, this one is dead over there. And I said, good. Really? I don't care. Don't wake up. It is so offensive to do something like that nowadays. Milgrus, Milgrus, did that, thinking that that's funny comedy. I mean, this is not my funny part, that is so offensive. I cannot even believe it. So anyhow, they did, the whole time was much ado about nothing, this stupidity, blah, 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 blah. And then near the end, someone finally is coming out from the back on stilts. And I go, okay, finally something I'd be interested to see someone work in their stilts, right near us in a small space. But they keep it dark. And then they get people out of the audience to hold this big red sheet. And then they take other people from the audience to stand underneath it. And then that's it. There's no payoff. That's like the guy with his bear slippers. They think that's funny. Pull people to stand under a red sheet and then say that's it. And then after that was over, they're off the stage and they say over a loudspeaker, whatever, okay, that's it. Go home. Guess what, honey? You didn't have to ask me twice. I wanted to be the first one out of there. That is so, I've never seen anything that bad in my whole life. Ugh. Okay, wait a second. I just have to see if I have any other notes about this because did you get the idea that I am that bag over the head? Oh my God. Oh my God. So, okay, this doesn't even have to go on longer than that, but I do want to end this not on a bad note. So to recap, Hollywood Fringe Festival, Milgrus, the worst, most horrible, most offensive show I've ever seen in my whole life. And if you're one of the idiots who laughed at it, something is wrong with you. I think people were kind of chuckling out of like nervousness. They didn't know what to do. And until they heard me tell them I'm going to call the police. Okay, then the people around me either laughed or were a little horrified. And the funny thing is, Mark and I had seen another show earlier that evening that was not very good either, which you could read in this review. And then when we got in the car, he says to me, that first show was a masterpiece compared to what we just saw. Oh my God. And I thought, yeah, if I write that in the review, those first people will say, Karen Solkin said, it's a masterpiece. Okay, so anyhow, that's it. So go to the Hollywood Fringe Festival at your own risk, but definitely do see Ride or Die, the hip hop musical, anytime you can. And next time you see me, we'll see if I have shorter hair. And please forgive me for putting that stupid thing over my head. That's why I wore this shirt, just because I knew it would pull over my head easily. Okay, thank you for coming. See you later. Happy beginning of summer. And I hope it is a good one for you. Okay, bye.